So, you've probably heard of Gates, you've definitely heard of Musk, but what about the name Bernard Arnault? You might not know it as well, but he's the guy behind an empire that, well, it influences what we wear, what we drink, and what we dream of owning. Today, we're talking about the man quietly shaping our world of luxury. Okay, $200 billion. It's a number so big, it's just a sound, right? It doesn't even feel real. It's so easy to say, but it's incredibly hard to actually wrap your head around. So let's try and visualize the sheer scale of a fortune this size. And here it is. Take a look at this. This isn't from some magazine list that came out 6 months ago. This is a real-time valuation. It's moving up and down with the global markets as we speak. It's a living, breathing fortune. But yeah, a number is just a number until you give it some context, right? So let's do that. Let's try to make this unbelievable number feel a little more real. Think about it like this. Pick a massive company you know, one that's part of our everyday lives. Let's say Netflix or Nike. We're talking about global giants. Well, his personal fortune is worth more than the entire market value of companies like those. One person's wealth. It's just wild. So how on earth does one person accumulate this much wealth? I mean, we're not talking about a tech startup that blew up overnight or a guy sending rockets into space. Arnault's story actually starts in a much more traditional industry before taking a very, very sharp turn. Okay, just look at this journey. In 1971, he's in his family's construction business. Pretty standard stuff. But then, 1984, this is the moment everything changes. He uses family money to buy a company that, and this is the crazy part, just happened to own the legendary fashion house Christian Dior. That was his in. And boy, did he run with it. By 1989, he'd maneuvered his way into becoming the majority shareholder of the new LVMH group, and, well, he never looked back. And that brings us to the beast itself, the engine behind this incredible fortune, the LVMH group. And you have to understand, this isn't just one company, it's like a whole galaxy of the world's most prestigious brands, all pulled together under one giant umbrella. LVMH. The letters, they stand for Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy, the original pillars of the group. But today, oh, it represents so much more. It is, and this is no exaggeration, the world's dominant force in luxury goods, period. And the strategy here is brilliant, really. They've diversified, but only within luxury. Look at this breakdown. You've got wines and spirits, yep, that's our fancy champagne, fashion and leather, the most iconic handbags in the world. Perfumes and cosmetics, you see these brands everywhere, and watches and jewelry. I mean, they've basically cornered every single facet of the high-end market. And here's the kicker. Even if you've never ever heard the name LVMH, I guarantee you interact with this empire all the time, maybe without even realizing it. Let's just run through a few examples to show you how deep this really goes. Christian Dior. This was Arnault's first major play, his foot in the door of the luxury world. Today, it remains an absolute cornerstone of Parisian high fashion and a total powerhouse within the LVMH group. Tiffany & Co., I mean, who doesn't know that little blue box, right? This was one of LVMH's biggest and most recent buys, a multi-billion-dollar deal that just totally solidified their dominance in high-end jewelry. It shows you the empire is always expanding. And then you've got Sephora. Now, this is interesting because this isn't a brand that only serves the ultra-rich. This is a global retail giant, a beauty destination for millions and millions of people. This is LVMH's presence on Main Street, and it's a direct line to a massive consumer base. Okay, so one man and one company control this unbelievable portfolio of brands. But so what? Why does this concentration of power in the world of luxury actually matter to the rest of us? Well, it matters because this kind of control allows one company to pretty much set the global agenda for what's considered luxury. LVMH doesn't just follow trends, it creates them. By buying up dozens of brands with over a century of history, it becomes this guardian of culture, but also the one shaping our future desires. It subtly tells our society what's valuable, what's beautiful, and what success looks like. And you know, this quote from Arnault himself really says it all. This empire was not built by accident. It was built with this relentless, competitive drive to just be the biggest and the best. It's a mindset that has completely changed the business of luxury. So we're left with a pretty important question to think about. When so many pillars of our culture, fashion, beauty, celebration, are owned by a single entity, who's the real tastemaker? Is it the independent creator Or is it a corporate boardroom? It's something to chew on the next time you see one of those iconic logos.